All right, you guys, here we go. All right, you guys, let me see. Can you hear me now? All right, here we go, you guys. We should be live up on this. So, anybody that's in the chat, thank you guys for joining us. But let's start this off the old-fashioned way, just like we do. It's your boy Meta Bro J, representing the Super Meta Bros all day long, baby. You already know. And today we got a special segment for you guys called State of the Meta, baby. We're going to be talking about the state of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, the current state that we're in, our stay-home format. We're going to be talking about card values, meta card values, and even collector cards values for all my collectors out there. You guys are going to be touching on something special, okay? Not really a market watch, but, just more of a discussion type. We're trying to do something a little bit different here on the channel, you guys. We already got crazy, insanely good Yu-Gi-Tubers that are doing excellent jobs at market watches and stuff like that. So we're not really trying to do that, but we're just trying to do a little bit of a discussion. So anybody that's, involved with the Super Meta Bros, you guys could always chime in on the chat if you guys are live. But otherwise, let's get into it, you guys. And also, before we get into it, we're going to be announcing the giveaway at the end of the address. We're going to be giving away a sealed booster box of Genesis Impact, you guys. This is for our YouTube holiday giveaway. I want to say, before even we get into that, thank you guys very much for everybody that's participated, commenting and subscribing, man. It really means a lot to all of us. Thank you guys very much for that. So, all right, we're going to start on the first topic, you guys, state of the meta. So, what is the state of the meta? Our current meta game is we're in a stay-home format where we're not really getting no people contact. Nobody's really buying up the physical cards right now because everybody's playing online, so that kind of puts the game in a little predicament. A lot of people are saying like Pokemon and even Digimon now with the new TCG coming out that stuff's going to be, I'm hearing more meta than Yu-Gi-Oh, but obviously that's not correct. We already know Yu-Gi-Oh's the #1 trading card game. Nah. Hey, but shout out to all my Pokemon players and Magic players, everyone TCG. But I just feel like a lot of these card prices are dictated on, obviously like the online gameplay. So right now we currently have Triple Tactics Talent, which is a very good card. And I would say it's needed in most any meta deck right now, especially with Called by the Grave being at 1. But Triple Tactics Talent is running at nearly $100, maybe a little bit over 100 now. Card's crazy, insanely high priced, you guys. And and this is all, a lot of people are upset because this is the stay home format. But really, in my honest opinion, if anybody's planning on playing competitively in any kind of way, you definitely need the Triple Tactics Talent. That card is just too good. But also, you got meta cards like the Dinos, for instance. You got Conductor Tyranno, the boss monster of the Dino deck, man. And he's only dollars, like $3, $2 a pop, For the Dinos, the most expensive card you got right now is Adam Adorned Archosaur, which is sitting around like $35, $40, But those decks, you got one high price card. The rest of the deck is pretty budget, I would say. And that's definitely a meta competitor, the Dinos, That's just some examples of that. A lot of people have been talking to me about Virtual World and about Drytron. Are those decks really meta? Can those decks really compete with a Dino deck? Can they really compete with a Dragon Link deck? And as far as Virtual World goes, yeah, Virtual World is pretty good, pretty intense. There is that hand loop version, or the hand rip version, should I say. I know a lot of people are titling it hand loop, but it's actually like a hand rip because you could rip like 3 cards out of your opponent's hand on the first turn. So that's pretty good, but honestly, one strategically placed Lightning Storm could straight shut the deck down. Also, a strategically placed Ash Blossom could like literally shut it down too. So, there's a lot of things to consider as far as that being meta. I would say Virtual World and Drytron wouldn't see their full potential until we get some more support for the archetype. I haven't seen any, personally, like any OCG stuff that's coming out. I personally haven't seen any. But the one archetype out of Genesis Impact that I have already seen to get new support is the Magistus. Now, Magistus, on the other hand, pretty good archetype. It's not really seeing too much play right now. they're light spellcaster monsters, which are pretty good. And then also they have the effects where you can banish from the graveyard to equip to other Magistus cards, to give them additional effects. And then on top of that, they got their spell card that lets you fusion summon using equips cards as well on the field. So that's actually really good. I could see that deck also getting some play in the meta, maybe splashed in with something else. I'm sure the people will get creative with it, and they'll make something happen with Magistus. So can't wait. That's gonna be an interesting one to see. But the pandemic, you guys. As far as the pandemic, so I've been hearing on news and reading on online news sources or whatever, that the pandemic's gonna last all the way till fall of 2021. So if that's the case, you guys, we still have a long time of the stay home meta, the stay home format. What are the ban lists gonna be like? I would say, in my honest opinion, this ban list that they gave us recently in December, this ban list is based on a stay home format. They unlocked Totally Awesome. They unlocked Buster Dragon. Honestly, in my opinion, you guys, and I might get some heat for this, but I feel like once, everything starts opening up and we start getting some actual gameplay, those cards are probably going to get bumped back down on the ban list. Konami obviously has a good radar of like introducing new archetypes and making those archetypes into the meta, kind of like how Genesis Impact is currently going. They really push their new archetypes to become meta, and they try to give them little support after here and there. So I feel like once everything opens up, the ban list is really going to dictate, obviously what's going to be meta at that time. So I would just say everyone out there that could hear this and see this, you guys prepare for that. I believe there's going to be some drastic changes in that ban list. But like I said, they're not talking about everything opening up until about September, you guys. So we're still stuck with the stay home online format. I wouldn't say not to buy your guys' physical cards, because me as a collector, I got all my physical cards. But, it's definitely a time to really consider, if you're going to spend money on the cards or if you're going to play online. And, a lot of people even on the remote duels, man, me personally, I've never even played a remote duel yet. I have the setup and everything. It doesn't feel the same to me. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree with that out there. The remote duels is Konami's way of us being able to play strange new players, I guess, strangers, new players. But, I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same, I know people, the people that have been winning those remote duel tournaments, they get their name up on social media, and that's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just, to me, it's different than if you're actually at an event and, you top or you place, and you're there, you can record, you got the peeps there behind you, the roar of the crowd, I guess is kind of like what's missing, and that influences gameplay too. Seeing somebody across from you sitting at the table, it's kind of, there's like a psychology there to Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's why I love it so much too. And that you really can't display, it's more of just the game, and there's much more to the game than that, I feel. So, and I'm sure a lot of my meta bros out there could feel the same way. That's pretty much topic number one. That's what I wanted to talk about as far as the first topic. Second topic is cards, meta cards and their values. So what are the values of the meta cards? See, and that's kind of touching back on the first topic, because what do we feel like's the meta, Like everyone's saying Drytron. Let's use Drytron, for example. Very, very good archetype, light machines. The spell card could ritual summon nearly any ritual card, pretty much, because the Drytron deck runs level 1s that are 2k attacks, and the spell card lets you ritual summon using attack points, not the levels. So you go into things like Chaos Max Dragon, Ben 10, Sarvis. People are splashing all kinds of rituals, anything that has either 2,000 attack or 4,000 attack, because it's just one monster or two monsters to make it. Drytron Nova is pretty much the best card. It's like it's an E-Telly for the Drytron archetype. That card's sitting roughly like around $40, Besides that, the deck's relatively cheap unless you go in for the collector rares. We'll get back to the collector rares in a little bit. But, the Drytron core, not very expensive at all. Just the Novas. Novas are $40 each. The The virtual world. Let's go to virtual world. Lulu, that's the normal summon, level 4 monster that searches for the deck. That's the most expensive, only sitting at like 17, 18 bucks. But the rest of the core is not that bad. It's not, it's budget friendly. And that's the only thing I like about like these new meta archetypes that they're giving us is like they're not too expensive. They're relatively budget friendly. Opposed to like a Dogmatica, somebody that wants to play a Dogmatica, like Ecclesias are about $20, 20 hots right now. You got Florida List that's maybe about 15 hots right now. And then the Dear Servant, you guys don't even, man, the Dear Servant sitting around like 70, 60, 70. Ridiculous. But, that's just kind of, I guess what could dictate the meta is because, a lot of players are budget and there's a lot of players that spend the dollars, but I would say that there's more players that are budget friendly and want to shut down the meta, more anti-meta rogue decky type. So that's why I would say Virtual World and Drytron are more meta right now. Some of the other cards, Nadir Servant, the Invocation package, that is definitely one thing I wanted to talk about here today. Invocation package, you have the Field Spell, which is Magical Meltdown. Then you have Alistair, the Invoker, and then you got to go into one of your rituals like Macabre. So the invoked engine itself, besides the invocations, are dirt cheap, pretty cheap. But the invocations are going to be running you about 20 hots for the supers. If you want the secrets, you go another $5, $10 more and you could get a secret. But it's just only the certain cards that have the value. And, that's why it's always good to me, like, when the new sets come out, especially the reprint sets, like Battles of Legend, I always go in and I personally will buy 3 boxes right out the gate, As a consumer, I'll go buy 3 boxes to test my luck, so to say. But cards like Invocation, to me, like those cards, like even though they're reprinted and a lot of people are already projecting that card to be very high, or at least increase over time, those are the kind of cards you just go in right out the gate and you just buy them either on pre-sale or, you wait till they come out a week after they come out when they're pretty low and you just buy them then. Because, Invocation, they have not touched it on the ban list. It doesn't look like they're going to touch it on the ban list. And it's probably one of the best engines that you could actually splash in any deck, really. Any deck that could help out, facilitate the fusions, keep them out in the field, anything that could, just needs an extra fusion body and that could just use that, could use the Alistair, the invoked core. And the Invocation, is definitely worth the price point, $20 for a super. I mean, it sounds bad, but the card's just too good, just way too good. But all the other cards, are cheap. It's just you only have like one card in every like deck or engine that's just really expensive. The Zodiacs, Zodiacs, they were being talked about for a little while. With Zeus, when Phantom Rage came out, Zeus was the hype. And Zeus, don't get me wrong, Zeus is a boss. He's a great card. And he's used in the Zodiac deck because you could build a Trident that has like 6 materials on it. So you could use Zeus's effect 3 times. The Zodiac core is actually really cheap, you guys. If anybody's thinking about playing Zodiacs or thinking about even Tri-Brigade from Phantom Rage, definitely buy into that. All that stuff is real cheap right now. And I can only see those cards going up. Once the decks come out that it's winning all the tournaments, I could just see all those cards going up. So I would say like the Zodiac core would definitely be like a banger to pick up and just sit on it for a little while because it's just so cheap. All the Zodiac cards are really cheap. Zodiac Barrage is cheap. The only thing is if you want to try to max rarity your deck and you go for the OTS supers, like from the Rams, those are going up a little bit. I think they're like $5, $6. The Thoroughblades, I think, are the most expensive, but they're like 10s. So, I mean, it's not that bad. Zodiac's pretty nice, too. Zeus, you cannot go wrong with Zeus. Zeus is actually one of the only cards from Phantom Rage that's actually holding its price point at like $50. Alpha is definitely one card that I feel will end up in the meta eventually with the right format, with the right deck that just leaves a bunch of monsters on the field. And Alpha's just going to come in and blow it away, you guys. So Alpha sitting about 30 bucks right now. I would definitely recommend picking those up, at least getting your play set of it for yourself, you know, because Alpha is just too good of a card. People are definitely sleeping on it right now. And just Phantom Rage as a whole, you guys, like the set is so cheap, man. If you guys need anything out of Phantom Rage, I would suggest picking it up now, you guys. Before like the prices go up crazy, pick it up now. That's the way to do it. All right, and now we're gonna move on from meta card prices to collector prices. Now, we have the Starlights. That's definitely a big topic I wanted to talk about, man. I've been watching the fallout of the Starlights, and it hasn't been good, man. I have a bad feeling about this. You know, the collector rares, they're so hard to pull. I don't know if anybody's been watching our series online, our Phantom Rage case opening series, you guys. We opened up 2 cases right out the gate, and now we're opening up the 3rd case on the channel for you guys. And I believe we're already down, we're to box number 5. That video will be coming out soon. And up to the 4th box, we still haven't pulled a Starlight. And it's just like, we're already almost 2.5 cases deep, still haven't pulled a Starlight. But you look at the price point of these Starlights, you guys. Oh man, any of the Starlights from Phantom Rage besides Zeus, they're all dirt cheap. You got Alphas sitting like at 190, 180. You got the Baron Blossom sitting like at 150, 160. Oh my goodness, you know, there's a few Starlights that are holding the value, you know, like the 10K, the Appaloosa, the Triple Tactics Talent, the Zeus even too. Zeus is going down a little, but he's still pretty high. And then Effect Veiler, DD Crow. You know, there's a few cards that are like kind of holding value, but most of the Starlights have been dropping in price. You guys, the last 2 months, they've been tanking down. So I would recommend anybody that's a collector that needs the collector rares, you guys, buy them up now. This is definitely the cheapest time in history the collector rares are going to be. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Is rapidly approaching its 20-year anniversary. I believe it's 2022. 2022 is going to be Yu-Gi-Oh!'s 20-year anniversary, you guys. Definitely want to pick up these collector cards. I would highly recommend it. And that's why I personally picked up the 10K, because it's a part of history. It's a part of Yu-Gi-Oh!'s history. 10,000 cards. Unless they make like a 20,000 dragon or a 20,000 spellcaster, you know, I don't see that card's value going down. I can only see it going up. But all the other Starlights too, like the Utopia Starlight, the Astral version, I mean, you don't see cards like that every day. That's just definitely a collector's card. So I would highly recommend you pick up any of the other Starlights, you guys. The cheaper Starlights, they can only go up in value, in my personal opinion. Now we're going to move on to the next set of collector cards, which are the collector rares. We had the Toon Chaos collector rares. It's been almost a year since the sets came out. And the collector rares are, those specific collector rares are still sitting pretty comfortably at the price point. Okay. So the Unlims, Konami had to release the Unlim version of Toon Chaos because the market was just so crazy. All those cards in that set were so expensive. Whoever bought into Toon Chaos, you guys, ups for you guys, man. Awesome work. Nobody could have ever really predicted all that with Toon Chaos, man. But whoever bought into it, you guys made your money off of it, man. Excellent, excellent work. What pissed me off about Toon Chaos the most is that they didn't release a Toon BLS's effect until the last minute, man. So that had me on the edge of my seat. But the collector rares, definitely holding value. The Unlim versions, all not too expensive either. The Unlim versions are actually very cheap. So I would say if you guys are going to go in for the collector rares, obviously, you know, if you want to grade them or if the first edition really means that much to you, I would definitely say go for the first edition print. But if you're playing collector rares like in a deck where, you know, just your favorite deck and you're just playing it in tournaments or you're playing it with the homies or whatever, I would say definitely go for the Unlims, you guys. You know, you're probably seeing like at least $30 difference in price just because of that first edition stamp. But most of the time it's about $50. So if you're, splashing some cards in your deck and, you're playing collector rares in your deck, I would say go for the Unlims of the Toon Chaos ones. And for Genesis Impact, all the collector rares in that set, you guys, on pre-sale, they were decently priced. Right now, currently, they're all really cheap. They're all under $100. So if anybody's out there building the Drytrons or the Evil Twins or Majestus, or if you just want to bling out your extra deck with some sick Nightmare cards, collector's rare, I would say right now, you guys, is definitely the time to get them. As far as the Nightmare cards, those cards I could definitely see going up in price. The other cards, the archetype related cards, I could see those cards going up too, but just not crazy high. I mean, unless the deck tops a tournament and just the hype is so real, that's the only way I could see like any of them archetype related collective rares going sky high. But they will definitely go up. Once everyone's done buying into it, once the set's off the shelf, the collector rares are definitely going to be something to go on. So I'd recommend anybody watching this, if you're into the collector rares, definitely buy into them now while they're cheap, you guys. Some of them are only like $25. So you definitely got to get those. And your boy MetaBro J, man, I'm chasing them all down right now, dude. I got to get the whole set. So that's pretty much my topics for the collector cards. Now I'm going to move on to my last and final topic, state of the meta, you guys, because you will definitely be seeing more of this series. But my last topic is going to be upcoming releases. We have the next release set we have is Legendary Duelist Season 2, which comes out in a couple weeks. So if any of you guys are into the Blue Eyes archetype or into the Harpies archetype, maybe just for your collection, I want to say in this set they're offering secret rares now in the set. I don't know if they're promos, but they have announced that there's going to be some secret rare copies in there. So anybody that has any of the Legendary Duelist Abyss Rising or any of the Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose cards you guys are holding on to and you guys ain't using them in your deck, I would say pop them off now. Sell them, you guys. We got some of those cards are sitting like at $30, $40. Bingo Machine Go's still sitting at $30. You got a the Juggernaut from Sisters of the Rose, the train support, he's sitting like at $30. Harpy Perfumer sitting about $25, $20. You guys, so if you guys are holding on to those cards, I would recommend selling them off because they're all supposed to be reprinted in this upcoming set of Legendary Duelist Season 2, which drops in a couple weeks. On top of that set, and all the reprints, we also get the special edition dice. I don't know if any of you guys seen that. They got a Blue Eyes one and a Harpies one I seen, but I think there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different variety of them. So definitely want to keep an eye out for that. Is that a set you'd personally want to buy into as far as cases? Probably not. I mean, definitely worth buy as far as product. Like if you want to buy some packs here and there, I would say yes. Maybe even a display or two. But for a whole case, I would just say like the resale value is just kind of hard on that, you guys, because it's just a bunch of reprinted cards, They did announce a new Blue Eyes card that's going to be in the set called Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, and it's actually pretty decent support for the deck. I'm sure they're going to be releasing maybe a few other new cards in the set, but as far as the resale value on that, the thing that'll only resell the most is the dice, in my opinion, kind of like the Dragons of Legend set. So, in my recommendation, maybe not a case, but a display or two, sure, why not? And after that, so we have that in a couple weeks. Following that, which is to be the last week of January, they're going to be doing the sneak peeks for Blazing Vortex. So Blazing Vortex will be the following week, which will be the first week of February. The sneak peeks, you guys, if anybody's interested in sneak peeks, you guys, Google up card shops near your area. And whatever card shops come up, give them a call. Ask them if they do sneak peeks, because believe it or not, I've ran into a few shops out here in SoCal where you wouldn't even think would have sneak peeks, and they do have sneak peeks. And then I've run into shops where you would like bet your last dollar they had sneak peeks, but they didn't. So I just feel like one of the things I've messed up on personally during the sneak peek times is actually calling around and finding out like who actually has the stuff. Because I usually go off of word of mouth. One of my buddies will probably let me know something like, hey man, this shop over here has sneak peeks, check it out. But I definitely think it's just definitely worth the search. Search up your area, you guys, because you never know what shop could be carrying that. You know, these little card stores and mom and pop spots, some of them actually do get the sneak peeks, you guys. And those are the ones that sell at the retail. They don't try to boost up the price or nothing. They give it to you for what it's worth. And then on top of that, sometimes you'll go get sneak peek packs from a place, but they'll run out of like the field center, or they'll run out of or they won't have the mats, and you know, they won't be doing the raffle. You'll only just get the packs, you know. You guys also ask those questions when you're hitting them up, you know. Make sure they have that lost art card. Make sure they have that field center. Make sure they're doing that raffle for those mats, you guys, you know, because that's part of the sneak peek experience, you know. If we can't have the tournament with the sneak peeks where we win, you know, we win our prizes or whatever, then it's all up to a raffle. So just ask your card shops if they do that. Most of them do, but you know, I've personally been to card shops where they'll just give the packs. They'll run out of everything else. So, you know, that's definitely something to make sure of. But Blazing Vortex, you guys, is going to be an amazing set. They haven't really spoke on it too much. I'm sure in these upcoming weeks are going to slowly be getting leaks and leaks. They got that new pot card that's coming out. That's going to be awesome. Also, one card to look out for in Blazing Vortex, if it's true, and which I'm not 100% sure if it's true, it's just rumored to be in the set, is Crossout Designator, you guys. That's definitely a card that every meta player, every casual player, every player in the game needs to check out, you guys. Crossout Designator is the new Called by the Grave. And I'm sure once that card's released, I'm sure Triple Tactics Talent will go down in price because not too many people will be using that card. People will definitely be running 3 Crossout Designators because that card is just too good. It's not just a monster card like Called by the Grave. Crossout Designator will let you stop any card effect, spell, trap, or monster effect. All you got to do is banish the same copy from your deck and it'll negate your opponent's effect. So very good card, you guys. If that card gets announced in Blazing Vortex, I can only see that set going way up. So if you guys are interested in that new pot card, I forget the name of it because I'm not sure if it's roughly translated or not yet, but that new pot card is also good. That card, it lets you banish either 3 or 6 extra deck cards, and you could dig into your deck for either 3 or 6 cards off the top of your deck. You search one card, add it to your hand, shuffle the rest back into your deck, and then it has a little side effect too, but it's not that crazy. Just if that card, the pot card's definitely in the set, but if Crossout Designator is in the set, you guys, I highly recommend you guys, if you guys are going to get booster boxes, cases, is to pre-order it now while it's cheap, you guys, because if Toon Chaos showed us anything, one card could literally blow the whole set up, and you guys do not want to be paying $100 a booster box for a set, which if you would have been able to pre-order any of these, they're only $50-$60, you guys, a booster box. You guys do not want to pay anything more for that. You know, on release day, if Crossout Designator is in the set on release day, I can only see that booster box being $100 each. So, unless it's a super rare or something, you guys, but I highly doubt it. It has to be a secret rare. But highly recommend you guys getting those now. Even right now, we got a few, you know, a month, little over a month left. No, less than a month. We got about a month to go with Blazing Vortex, you guys. Get to that set. And I'm going to stop it right there, you guys, as far as the upcoming sets, because I know that there's Ancient Guardians has been announced, but as far as the cards that are in it, I know there's only been a few. So we'll be back maybe in a little while. In due time, we'll be back. We'll be announcing, we'll be doing another State of the Meta address, and we'll be talking more about Ancient Guardians, you guys. But that's pretty much it for the State of the Meta, you guys. As far as the meta game, everyone just hang tight, you guys. COVID-19 is running rapid right now, you guys. The vaccine stuff is coming out now. All that stuff's crazy, you guys. You know, many people want to take it. Many people don't want to take it. But, you guys, it almost seems like, you know, we might not get forced to do it, but they might put you in the corner where you have to take it, you guys. But just stay strong. Stay with your gut instinct, you guys. Believe what you want to believe. Don't let anybody try to change your mind on anything, you guys. We are the Yu-Gi-Oh community. We are here to stay, and we are here to play, you guys. But at the same time, we must look out for each other, look out for your family, look out for your loved ones. You do not want to bring that virus home to your loved ones, you guys. So just be safe out there. That pretty much ends my State of the Meta address, you guys. Thank you guys very much for staying tuned for that. We will be back with more one of these days. All right. Now, with that out the way, you guys, we're going into the giveaway. The winner of this sealed booster box of Genesis Impact, baby. Here we go. All right, I got the wheel going. I got it all set up already. There's a total of 59 entries, you guys. Thank you guys very much, man. It means so much to me. It means so much to the crew. Thank you guys very much, man. It means a lot. Here we go, though. I'm going to spin the wheel, you guys. This is the rules for this is a random. It's going to be selected at random. We already put all the names on the wheel. I'm going to shuffle the names up 3 times. And then I'm going to spin the wheel 3 times. On the 3rd spin, whatever name it lands on, that will be the winner of the sealed booster box. So let's go, you guys. Here we go. I'm going to shuffle up the names. 1, 2, 3. And here we go, you guys. First spin. I know you guys can't see, but I hope you guys could hear. There we go. All right, spin number 1 is down. Spin number 2, here we go. Can you guys hear that? All right. That was spin number 2. Here we go, you guys, for Gusto. Thank you guys all again for joining in the giveaway, and good luck to everybody, man. We are blessed by the Yu-Gi-Oh community, so the Meta Bros have to show our love back to all of you guys. So thank you guys very much. Here we go. This is for the marbles. Drum roll, please. All right, here we go. Eric B, you are the winner, my dude. Eric B, thank you so much for your support, my dude. We're going to be messaging you right now on YouTube, brother. Thank you very much for participating in this giveaway. And for everybody else out there that could see this live, we really appreciate you guys, man. You guys don't even know. The Meta Bros, man, everything that we do is for all of you. So thank you guys very much. 2020 is going to be an epic year. You guys do not want to miss out on any of this crazy content that we got planned for you guys. And you already know your boy Meta Bro Jake, man, is the tune guy. I am the tune man. You know the tunes are going to be back in action sooner or later. And I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more sooner. So thank you guys for joining us here today. Meta Bro out, baby. Until we meet again, duelists.